In this top graph, we have the labor market. Okay, so we have the labor supply, that's people willing to work. The higher the wage, the more they're willing to work. Here we have the demand for labor, and that is going to be the higher the wage, the less willing firms will be to hire people. And with that, we get an equilibrium wage and an equilibrium quantity of labor employed. Also down here, we have our what we call aggregate production function. And that shows, given the amount of labor, how much we produce, our GDP. So if we know how much labor we're going to employ up here, we can bring that down here, put it on our aggregate production function, and we get how much we're going to be able to produce. Now let's say we have something that increases our quantity of labor available. Let's say we have more population, or let's say people are working more hours per person. So what that's going to do is that's going to increase this is, remember, our supply of labor. It's going to increase our supply of labor. Okay, so that's going to shift to the right. And when that happens, what's going to happen to our equilibrium wage? It's going to fall. But our equilibrium employment is going to increase. Now, we bring that down to our aggregate production function, and what's going to happen to how much we are going to be able to produce? Our real GDP is going to increase. Okay, so when we have more people, or people are working more hours per person, or more people in our population are working, that's the employment to population ratio that we learned about in an earlier chapter, this labor supply curve is going to shift to the right, which is going to give us a higher employment of labor, quantity of labor employed, which is going to move us along the same aggregate production function.